What's going on, y'all? We back, part two. I ain't even gonna hold y'all too long. We gonna get right into the video. Let's start.
Ego, because of that psychological castration of African men in this country, we've never built what the men of every other culture has built. And what I'm speaking of is the intergenerational transfer of power. Let me tell you what that is. Let's say you and I are in the same economic market, right? I'm a generation above you. Once I get to be 60 years old, I say, Brother Aristotle, I still got a lot of life to live, but it's time for me to pass this on to you. I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to train you on that which you don't know to add to what you do know. I'm falling back. I'm still here. I'm the quarterback now, but you the running back. I'm giving you the ball. You got to get to the line. You feel me? We don't have that in Black America. Jews have it. Arabs have it. Native Americans have it. Latinos have it. Asians have it.
Everybody except us. That's so.
Let me get his last point.
Go ahead.
Let me get his last point on it, because this might help inform your response. This is why when you go to the black churches in Atlanta, they mostly run by elders. You're starting to see more young pastors, but it's mostly run by elders. If you go to our community-based organizations, mostly run by elders. You're starting to see some youth, but the youth had to fight their way in. They were not invited. You had to fight your way in. You were not invited. We will never get anywhere as a race as long as the older black man is jealous of his replacement.
Thank you.
Because we only get better if you sharper than me. This is why we got to kill our ego. We only get better if you're better than me. If Aristotle ain't better at Dr. Oop than at my age, if you're not better at my age when you get here, I failed you.
And I'm not like, I agree with what they saying, but I'm not gonna agree with that ain't what's going on most of the time, because sometimes it's other stuff in play. Because the older men that I meet, they welcome me with open arms, like, you got it. Like, you know, I've been around older men my whole life. I wasn't around people my age, but that's why I am the way I am. But I never had that problem, so I can't speak to that. But if that's the situation, I can understand how that could be, tricky to get around. But yeah, we gotta work. We definitely gotta work together. But I'm gonna let him finish.
And the young brother under you better be better than you when he gets to your age. That's growth. But guess what? That does not work in the best interest of the ego. And this is why I always say the ego of the Negro is one of the greatest obstacles to the progress of our people. If we don't kill the ego will kill the community.
Well, you did answer my question. Yeah, you did right there. And that was powerful. And I'm glad you said that, because I believe that message is going to go viral and it's going to translate through the black community, because that's something that we need to hear.
Yes.
And this is the conversation that need to be had, because there is a disconnect for that reason.
Yes.
Ego.
Yes.
We feel it on both ends. Y'all feel like we ain't listening to y'all. We feel like y'all don't want to hear what we got to say.
Yes.
Or trying to help us come up, because we also feel like y'all trying to come up as we're trying to come up. You get what I'm saying?
And there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this. This is an excellent conversation. Might be the first time I've had it, to be honest with you, out of all the interviews. We suffer from a plantation mentality. I want to take it back to slavery. On the plantation, we all working. Cotton, rum, indigo, whatever the slave master got us doing. We out there working, sunrise to sunset, dying, breaking our backs.
I gotta pause it. Like, I don't understand how y'all hear about slavery and it don't make you feel a type of way. Like, you don't feel nothing when you hear about slavery. When you think about what happened, what your ancestors went through, that don't make you feel nothing, no type of way. Like, I just anytime I hear slave, it just make me feel something. It's no way that you don't feel nothing when you hear that. Just think about the stuff they went through. Think about it. For 400 years. You know how long that is? That's generations going through this. And it took that long. It took that long. Come on, man. That's why, like, I can't do it like that. It just it don't sit right with me, and I don't understand how y'all. There's no way you could listen to this, something about slavery and not feel nothing. But I'm gonna let him finish.
Once a year, the slave master would free one of us, only one. And do you know how you got in a position for your slave master to recognize you and potentially offer you a meritorious
You had to
manumission?
fuck some slaves up.
By telling on me. In other words, you had to expose the brother who's trying to run away. You had to expose the brother sneaking off to see his wife late at night on another plantation. But they only allow 1 or 2 their freedom every year. But it's 1,000 on the plantation. So when you go through this after 20 generations or 400 years, you begin to believe that only 1 or 2 blacks can make it at a time. I want you to see why the jealousy is so intense. So when they see Aristotle doing this thing, coming from this conditioned plantation mentality, do you know what a lot of brothers think when they see you? They say, okay, I'm jealous of him. I got to replace him. Why you got to replace him? Not physical replacement, but in terms of success, I got to outdo him. Why? Why can't you join him? Why can't you work with him? Why can't you collaborate with him? Because we were trained on the plantation.
That's what I'm saying, and they want to take history out of school, out of history. They want to erase what happened, and we not even paying attention to what's going on. They trying to act like it never happened. They trying to act like it never happened. Do you understand that? When that whole situation it's a direct result of what's going on now and why everything is the way it is in our community, with us, in our culture. It's a direct correlation. But they want to erase it from history. They already don't teach us everything. They lie to us about half the stuff they telling us. The same people who enslaved us is the same people who they teach us our history. They teach us what food we supposed to eat and don't eat. They teach us everything, and these the same people who do everything in society. They created the society we live in, to sum it up, right? So if these the same people, what makes you think anything they doing is in your best interest? The same people. Slavery was legal. It was okay. Everybody was, oh no, you got some niggas over there? Don't worry about it. It's all right. Everybody thought it was okay. And these the same people who created the laws. They created the society we live in. They tell you what's okay and what's not okay. That's not a little. That make me think. I don't know. But I'll let you think about it. I don't know.
1 or 2 can make it at a time.
These same people not gonna try to keep me from doing nothing, or I don't know. I'm just talking. Don't mind me.
So when we see another black man making it, when I see Aristotle doing this thing, do you know what comes into my mind? I gotta replace him, or I gotta erase him, because there's no room for me. Who said there's no room for
seen that?
me?
Am I
There's enough room for all of us.
Hold on, y'all seen that? I know I'm not. All right, don't worry about it.
Because we've been hypnotized by the slave master, we believe that whenever one black person is making it, I don't care if it's with a new restaurant, I don't care if it's in the rap game, I don't care if it's sports and athletics, whenever we see one of us doing well, the assumption is nobody else can. It breeds the competition, it breeds the animosity, and it breeds the sabotage. There's enough room for all of us. We have to transform our consciousness from one of scarcity to one of abundance. We got to convince every black boy and girl in Atlanta.
That's the crazy part. We came from abundance. That's the people we are. If you listen to Dr. Umar, you will know that, because I learned this from him. I think I'm gonna say I think. But I remember he said something like or it might be Rashad Jamal. I don't know if y'all familiar with him. Tap in. Please tap in. I'm going to say his name again. Rashad Jamal. And I'm going to drop it in the comments. Rashad Jamal. That's somebody y'all got to tap into. Just tap in. But yeah, we come from abundance. That's who that's who we were before now. You know, we came from the sun people. That's who we were, sun gods, whatever you want to call it. I don't get too much into that bag because, you know, that's not where I'm at right now. But, you know, some people, we came from things growing from the earth providing everything that we needed. It's a different world now. The other people didn't come from that. They came from mountains, no sun. It's cold. You got to fight to eat. It's not growing out the ground. It's not growing and dropping off the trees. It's not like that. It's not. It's different. We lived in harmony. This is. Do your research. Figure it out. Find it out. This melanin is important. It tells a story. It tells a story. I promise you. Do your research. I'm telling you. But I'm gonna get back into this.
The state of Georgia, you don't have to hate on another brother or sister. You don't have to compete with another brother or sister. There's enough for all of us.
That's a powerful statement because there is enough money for us all to eat. The stock market is something I teach and I tell people anybody can get into it anytime. We were taught that it was hard to learn, and there's a statement that says 90% of traders fail. And what I tell people is, okay, let's just say that statement is true. 10% is a larger number than it takes to be a rapper, which is 0.1, than it takes to be an NFL athlete, than it takes to be famous this and that. That is like 0.1% who can be Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, T.I., anybody. Right. But everybody's trying to climb in and be the 0.1. But we got this industry over here that has a 90% failure rate, but a 10% success rate. And I'm living proof that I actually believe that statement was made when there was miseducation. I actually believe 30% are successful now, if I had to be honest.
Wow.
Because the information is there now.
Okay.
That statement is outdated.
Okay.
That's pre-2020, right? When we had a chance to sit down and learn.
Yes.
So why do you think they saying 40% of black people get into it? Will we be getting into it if it wasn't working?
Collective hypnosis. Negative statistics are collective hypnosis. Most people don't have the willpower to challenge the statistic. You follow what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which is exactly what you're saying. 90% will fail. Well, guess what? Who's to say I'm not in the 10 that will make it? But most of us, because we lack confidence in areas of society where white people have put their fingerprints on and made us believe you can't make it unless you're one of us. So what you have to do with your example, which is why you're so powerful for the current generation and the future generations, is you have to show them I'm one of the 10%. And guess what? The more of you that we bring in, that 10% got to grow. Let's make it 30. Okay, it is 10. But when I'm done with all y'all, we're going to be 20. And when you bring in the new recruits, we're going to be 30. Let's break the statistic and rebuild it. Black excellence. What we're really talking about is black excellence. And one thing I'm going to recommend you consider doing, you're probably already thinking about this, is creating a financial literacy curriculum for Atlanta Public Schools with you as its director to train the teachers, right? And you bring in your own experts to help teach our children financial literacy in grade school. If you do that, dropout going to go down, special ed going to go down, ADHD going to go down, psychiatric med going to go down, graduation going to go up, National Honor Society going to go up, children enrolled in advanced placement classes is going to go up. What's the biggest problem in public education today? It doesn't appear relevant to the children. Let you come in here and start showing them this is how much money I made yesterday. This is how much money I made in the past year. You think they're going to miss another day of school? Do you think they will miss another day of school once you pull out your cell phone and show them, look what I made while I was asleep? I didn't sell crack. I didn't steal cars. I didn't pop weed. I didn't hustle opioids. I made this totally legal in my sleep. So I'm saying, take what we know and weaponize it in order to be a weapon of mass construction. We always hear about weapons of mass destruction. We need weapons of mass construction, economic vehicles as solutions to keep our boys and girls from falling into the poverty pipeline or the school to prison pipeline.
That's facts. But I would like to say this. You're saying my curriculum would help, but my curriculum is financial literacy. The curriculum in school for them to pass the test is math, science, reading, that. Nothing that has to do with money.
The curriculum in school is, I'm going to get you, like, if you do the research, you'll understand that the people who made schools was like, we going to focus this for these people to not think freely, but to go work in my factory and make me money. It wasn't about nothing. That's why when you go to school, you learn. I'm going to ask you this, right? Comment under the video. What you learned in school that you actually use in real life? Please tell me. Please, besides your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, please tell me. That's math and reading. Please tell me what you learned in school that you use in your real life, like today as an adult. Please, like, come on now. When you start putting stuff together and you look at it like, dang, we was in school 12 years, something like that. And I don't use none of it. It's crazy because it ain't meant for you to use. It's a waste of time, honestly. Unless they change the curriculum to stuff that you actually gonna use in real life, it's pointless. They wasting your time. I would suggest homeschool. Your parents can teach you more than what that school curriculum teach you. I'm just being honest. But again, that's public school. I don't know about private. I've never been to a private school. None of that. I've been to all public schools, so maybe it's different. But you know, I'm speaking from that's experience, and not only from me. It's people I know, people around me, friends and family. Same thing, but we gonna keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but remember, what I'm saying is they're going to start achieving greater in the core subjects of math, science, language, and social studies.
If they know money.
If they know they get to learn about the money. You see where I'm going? You showed up today, young blood. You fell in all your classes. I got a financial literacy class. I only come in once or twice a week. But guess what? In order for you to be taught how to make money in my class, you got to start passing math, science, language, and social studies. What you think happens by the end of the week?
I ain't gonna lie. We've been money motivated since we can remember.
Right.
Like, if there was an opportunity for any of us to get money, we would do it.
Absolutely.
And I do feel like I'm in a position of power as far as financial literacy at a young age. I'm 27. I'm trying to attack all this before I'm 30 because it looks better, right?
Absolutely.
So, and of course, I need help.
That's something too. We gotta, like, I understand it, but why do we respect it more when it's, you know, somebody younger? Or I ain't gonna say we respect it more, but why don't we respect it as much when you 30? When I feel like at the age of 30, that's when you starting to catch your stride or whatever. That's when I feel like you a fully grown adult at that point. Like, and I'm in my 20s now, and I still feel, you know, like not a teenager, but it's a different. You understand what I'm saying? But once you 30, I feel like you at that point, and you know you doing what you're doing. You should be moving how you moving. But yeah, we got to figure out what's that disconnect right there, and we got to fix that because I feel like that's the perfect age for you experienced enough life and you're not too far into life. You see what I'm saying? For me to like not understand you, and you know, so we got to figure that out. That's something, you know, that's one of them ones.
People who are plugged into the school systems to book me so I can come speak to these kids.
Yes, sir.
I can't do it alone.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to get these connections.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? All
we'll
I
definitely
know
bring you to my school when we open. So that's already,
definitely.
You know what I mean? And once you hit FDMG, it's a wrap from there. You know
yeah. I would love to.
Everywhere.
So your school, to your point. So I remember you were getting a lot of backlash on that, and I'm glad you know what I'm saying, get into it. So when does the school officially open?
I'm glad you asked the question. And first, I want to let my Atlanta family know, as I shared with you off camera, the school was almost in Atlanta. Almost purchased a school, a church school in Decatur. and some
Hater.
situations took place in my personal life that required me to stay close to home. We was just about to choose a date for the signing, the close, and I had to renege. So we ended up with a school in Wilmington, Delaware, that we purchased in 2019. So it's been 5 years since last month, and we just finally finished all the major renovations. We have a paint day coming up April 13th and 14th when we're going to paint the school. In fact, just before I came to you, I had to send the paint color selection for all the classrooms to the paint company so the paint will be ready. So that's what I did right before I came here. But to your point, the reason it took us 5 years to renovate that elementary school was because of unscrupulous, dishonest, unprofessional, and untrustworthy black contractors.
All right, Dr. Umar. Nigga asked when the opening date, when we gonna be. Come on now, I'm gonna give you some time, get to it, but
Reason why. We had the money, but how many plumbers did I have to go through? How many HVAC did I have to go through? How many electricians did I have to go through? I wanted to keep the work done by all black people because it was black people who donated to the school. So I wanted reciprocal income. I wanted to keep that dollar rotating because, as you know,
you wasn't wrong for that.
Absolutely.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. You had to go outside of your race.
White folks, and they got the school ready in a year, bro. I gave the brothers 4 years. We got robbed, ripped off, you name it. Gave it to the Caucasians.
And you still speak out for us.
Got to, because understand, it's the mentality that came to us from the slave master. See, when you understand why somebody is sick, you no longer get upset with them because
that's a perfect example. I like how he said that. When you understand that a person is sick, you no longer, man. I'm gonna keep that.
And you sick. You understand? So I know I chose psychology to heal my people. So although I'm hurt by the loss of money and the ripping off and the scams that they ran on me, although I'm hurt, I understand we sick. You see, so when it's time for us to renovate the high school across the street, I'm going to go right back to black contractors because I know there's some good ones out there. I just got to find them.
Exactly.
You see, the problem is we're located in the second smallest state. You see what I'm saying?
I was going to ask you that. Is there black
Delaware,
people demographic?
Yeah. Wilmington is predominantly black.
Okay.
And the city of Wilmington supports me in terms of the community. So I get nothing but love in Wilmington.
Oh, no, yeah, we going to pause this for We right back like I never left. My bad, y'all. Let's get right back to it. All right. Let me see.
It must be close to like New Jersey, New York,
30
Philly.
minutes from, Wilmington is 15 minutes from Maryland, 15 minutes from New Jersey, 15 minutes from Pennsylvania, 30 minutes from Philly. So what I love most about the school, one of the things is we'll be able to educate boys from 4 states. They can come from Maryland, they could come from Jersey, they could come from Philly, and of course, Delaware. We'll be the only independent black school in the country educating black men from 4 states. Not only that, once we get both buildings fully renovated, we'll be the largest independent black school in the United States.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Is it legal to discriminate only black in a school?
No, you cannot. You cannot.
So
in other words,
okay, so you can have white kids at your school.
If they apply, we have to consider them.
Oh, okay.
If they apply, we have to consider them.
Hey, I see what you did right there. Hey, you funny, man. Hey, they do it to us. That's all I'm gonna say.
To be honest with you, I'm not against it. If a white parent wants to put their child in our school, as long as they understand what we teaching African history. We teaching African political science. We teaching Pan-Africanism, African spirituality. Are you sure you want him to get that? Now, if you want him to get that, come get it. But I don't have a problem having an Asian kid, a Latino kid. Many of them are African anyway, ancestrally. I don't have a problem having an Anglo-Saxon kid in there because I love children. My focus and my priority is my people. But I love children. So if you want your child to come and get this, so be it. I don't have a problem having a few children of another race in there.
And one more time, what is your most likely projected date for, like, what is yours?
we don't control our destiny in that when we apply for our certificate of occupancy, we got to see what the inspectors say from the city when they come through. And I'm going to be honest with you. They not Dr. Umar fans. So we trying to dot every I and cross every T because I believe they.
Come on, Dr. Umar, you gotta give us something, man. These people out here, they be talking. This is what they be saying. Fake school. They be this where they get you at, man. You ain't even gotta have a real date. Just say before this time, around this time, throw something out there, please. Cause we starving out here. We looking bad trying to, you feel like we trying to defend you. It look crazy. But nah, for real, like I believe he is. Like he doing what he gotta do. Y'all don't know what it takes to build no school. So like how y'all gonna come on, man.
Thought we would finish the renovations. Now that we have, you feel me? I'm gonna stay optimistic, but we gotta be realistic. I believe they're going to look for anything they can to delay giving us the certificate of occupancy. I would not be surprised if the next time I see you, I tell you we are currently in court having to sue the city because they are discriminating against us by denying us our certificate of occupancy.
That is why I built in the city of South Fulton.
Okay.
I built my museum there because I could have put it in the city of Atlanta, could have put it on the north side, I could have put it anywhere. But the mayors and the people and the black wealth, political. It's all black in South Fulton and it's independent. South Fulton, Atlanta. So everything I wanted, I got to prove.
South Fulton, is it a section of Atlanta or is it its own independent municipality?
And I bought
so it's a city itself?
Yes.
Separate from Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay.
And I first lived there. The backstory is I bought a guy named Jason Jeter's house.
Okay.
He was T.I.'s manager.
Okay.
And everybody lived in the house I bought. I bought it at 2030 for $600,000 from Jason Jeter. Young Dro lived in that house. Fantasia lived in that house. Omar Epps lived in that house. And this girl named Ming Lee lived in that house.
Man, you got a ran through house. I don't want to live there. All the people been in that house. You, nigga, what? That's like, what you mean? That's like your girl. Like, he been with her. She, nigga, chill. Hold on. Keep that. Shh, don't tell nobody that.
Where celebrities would live.
I got you.
And he even told me, he was like, that house is magical. Whoever lives here, money goes up and they leave. And it happened to me. I bought it and it happened to me. I sold it for $900K though.
Okay.
But it was in South Fulton. And my next door neighbor was the mayor's councilman kind of. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say, that is why I'm building there. Because the stuff I'm able to do gets approved like that because of black political.
Brother.
See what I'm saying?
If they are working with you, don't leave. Because you're an example of what can happen when the city is working with you.
Exactly.
I'm an example of what can happen when the city don't want you there.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Smithsonian National African American Museum?
In D.C.? No.
Make sure you go. You and your
I
queen,
seen it though.
You've seen it. I want you to visit it.
I will.
But the reason I'm bringing this up, I've been a few times. And you know, that museum was built to a tune of $500 million. LeBron donated, Serena donated, a lot of black celebrities provided matching monies. The reason I asked you about the museum is because I'm disappointed in the Smithsonian. Now, when you go there, you might say, why Dr. Umar got a problem with this? It's rich with information. Rich! You know why I got a problem with it? Because it starts in slavery and it ends in entertainment. So when you go through the tour, slavery, Civil War, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights, and do you know what's on the top 2 floors? Rap and basketball. Michael Jordan, life-size statue. LeBron James, big screens of all his dunks. Serena Williams, big statue. Harriet Tubman ain't got no statue. No disrespect to Serena. No disrespect to LeBron. No disrespect to Mike. Who meant more to black America? You three or Harriet Tubman? Where Frederick Douglass statue? Where's the Honorable Marcus Garvey statue? I was insulted because our greats had no statues. And here you are worshiping celebrities and entertainers. Here's the message that it conveys. Because you know everybody going to come to America to visit that museum. It looks like they was jungle bunnies in Africa. We enslaved them for their own benefit, but they didn't realize it. They fought to end the slavery through the Civil War. We then had the Jim Crow because they didn't know how to act. They fought against the Jim Crow. We gave them civil rights. And the minute they got their equality, they started making rap music, catching basketballs and dunking, catching footballs and dunking basketballs. No exhibit on the role of black women in the struggle. No exhibit on the black fraternities.
But you got to think too, like, that's state museum, so they gonna paint it the way they want to paint it. It's not ours. You see what I'm saying? It's not ours. Like, if I'm doing something for some people who I don't like, I don't look at you a certain way or whatever, I'm not gonna uplift you. I'm not gonna show you the good and the truth and none of that. I'm gonna show you what I want you to see. Again, I said this in another video. I say it all the time. The people who win are the ones who write the story. The ones who win are the ones who tell the story. Not the ones who lose. Not the ones who lose. It's that simple. We lost. They get to tell a story. Now we can change history. You see what I'm saying? History meaning the future, like the present, which will become history. You see what I'm, come on now, keep up. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, we can change, you know, we can do that. That's the most we can do. And then we can tell it. But until we win, we're going to have to be on the losing side of this. And we're going to have to accept whatever they do until we think, oh, you know what? That ain't right. That's not what happened. Hell no. Y'all niggas lying. We finna come over here and tell y'all what really happened. Until y'all ready for that, then y'all got to accept this. You got to accept the little crumbs or whatever they give you.
Party's not in the way it should be. No exhibit on the true black freedom fighters. No exhibit on the black inventors. Now, they may have them speckled through the exhibit, but I mean an exhibit. No exhibit on police brutality? No exhibit on school to prison pipeline? No exhibit on gentrification? Like the things, the cornerstone things that we have contributed or have suffered in this country from, not accurately covered in that museum.
So let me ask you this. If you had to build an African-American museum,
Good question.
how much do you think you could get it done for, in your opinion?
I can't put the price on it. But for $550 million, stay with me.
Yeah.
You don't end a museum with an exhibit on rap and basketball. That's not the last message you give people about who I am.
What should be the last message in your opinion?
The last message for me should probably be the most contemporary issues that we're facing right now. Miseducation, mass incarceration, gentrification.
I'm not gonna lie. My last message, I gotta cut them off. My last message would be somewhere with Malcolm X. Malcolm X and maybe Harriet Tubman, and that's it. Nobody else on that floor. No, Nat Turner. Add him up there. Nat Turner, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. Them three. Nobody else. I know it's probably it's a lot of other ancestors who did a lot, but those three, I feel like they. And Huey P. Newton. Huey P. Newton, that's the last one. Those four. Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Nat Turner, Huey P. That's it. Listen.
Police genocide, access to wealth, or the five major institutions we need to be building. Black banks, give us the history of those. Black hospitals, give us the history of those. For example, did you know?
I don't think I explained it either. I just said their names. But I chose them four because for me, that sum up what you would wish and hope to be. The courage, the authenticity, the like who these people was and were. I could only wish to be that, you know, to have those traits, to like what they did, when they did it, all of that is important. Put that, like, just think about that. And those people, if you don't know who they is, go do a little research. Do a little research. Black Panther Party, like, and that's another thing. Think about that too. Like when you search up Black Panther, you know who you're gonna see. You ain't gonna see him. You ain't gonna see Huey P. You gonna see a fucking cat, a black cat. You gonna see all type of other shit because they trying to bury history. They do it in small ways, and you don't even pay attention to it. We don't know. We think, nah, that's just a coincidence. Ain't nothing in life a coincidence. Nothing. I don't believe in it. Nah, this shit happened for a reason. Everything is intentional. And until we start understanding that, we gonna forever be fucked up. Ain't nothing a coincidence. Everything is intentional. Please believe it. Like, write it down. Think about this. Think about it. But I'm gonna end that video right here, man. Everything happens for a reason. Ain't none of this just happening just because. It happened for a reason. And I'm gonna end it like that.